right there.
Yeah, and again, just for those of you watching on television, Ashley is here looking back this way. Potential for a tornado, or perhaps a large tornado. So the donut hole right here, that's that bounded weak echo region, is just northwest of where she is. And it's moving to the east-northeast. So just want to give people a reference. What you got, Ashley?
I'm just going to hop out of the van and come over here and see if I can just get a better look.
Okay, and again, this is a situation where this is impacting southwest Tuscaloosa County, northwest Greene, northeast Greene, northwest Hale. This is about 30 miles southwest of downtown Tuscaloosa. The storm has been moving more east, but occasionally it shows more of a northeast progression. And again, with the changes in the structure of this storm will come minor variations in the track, but generally speaking, these long-lasting supercells are pretty steady. But again, with a donut hole like that, very strong indication of a tornadic circulation in rural Greene County. And again, this is a very, very sparsely populated part of the state. And let's look at our live radar.
I just put the live radar on there. I was about to say,
you know, that's going to be very helpful because, as you know, we have feed from the NexRad, but we own our own C-band radar on Double Oak Mountain near Birmingham, and that provides a look at this thing in real time. And again, this is back in the southwestern flank of this thing is where we're watching. And Ashley, what you got for us now?
Okay, let's see. Well, trying to get into a better position. I think, again, you know, I like to be really careful with these reports, but it looks like that could maybe be the wall, part of a wall right in front of me. I am starting to get sprinkled on a little bit. I definitely have low clouds. Gosh, and it is so hard to see because there's a cloud line, so I can't see the base of many of the clouds. I mean, I can see a baseline, and I do see where it edges downward. So, I mean, that's got to be a wall. Now, whether there's anything in it, I just can't tell. It looks like I'm starting to see a little bit of rotation in some of these clouds.
And again, a reminder, if you are in West Alabama, we are on the Citadel family of radio stations in Tuscaloosa. That's B101.7, 95.3 The Bear, 92.9 WTUG. And those signals have huge coverage, and you can listen to our coverage that way. Of course, we're streaming online. If that's preferred for you, you can take your smartphone, you get the 3340 app, and you watch it wherever you are in safety. But as Ashley describes this, and again, let me just say that you want to be away from mobile homes and cars. That's a given. But in a site-built home, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. And again, we're going to let Ashley talk, and that she's right here. And Ashley, this thing's knocking on your door. So what do you see?
Definitely the lower clouds. I really wish I had the stream here. And from when I talk about this tree line where I can't really see much, but I will say that I've got the storm, I've definitely got the wall, and then there are some clouds that extend down farther past the wall.
Ashley, I'll say this: in about 5 minutes, it will be safe for you to go up Highway 11 about a mile or two and see if you can see anything else. I don't want you to go any farther north right now because you're too close, but in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lowering here, and there's some clouds being pulled in by the inflow, and then I can see just beyond that, too, where it's probably absolutely pouring in that.
We got a new tornado warning. This is going to be for parts of Greene, Hale, and Sumter. So, Ashley, we're going to, if you see anything, you just break right into what I'm saying here, but let's show this second tornado warning, Jason. This is a new tornado warning for parts of Greene, Hale, and Sumter counties. This is for a severe thunderstorm with a possible circulation near Emil or northwest of Livingston, moving east at 40. Okay, so this is this new supercell storm coming up into Sumter County. So this is for parts of Greene, Hale, and Sumter counties. And again, they've kind of drawn a long polygon here for this one, but that is for this storm that is coming up on Emil. So if you're in northern Sumter County, up Highway 17 around Emil, or if you are in the adjacent parts of Greene or Hale counties, we recommend that you go to a safe place from this storm. Again, the call to action will be Emil, back over to Gainesville, and Bolagie. So this is a second severe storm.
And I'll say this. I just saw a note from the National Weather Service office in Jackson. There are some folks who are chasing a large large tornado 10 miles west of Meehan, which is south of Meridian, Mississippi. So these are still coming. They're still looking like those pictures. So we have a very violent tornado event on our hands. We don't have any confirmation of what's going on in Greene County right now. Of course, Ashley's watching that closely. But this new storm that's coming out of Kemper County into Sumter County, it's following that boundary. It's right on the rain-cool boundary of where the first storm went through. So if you're in ML, Gainesville, Epps, Bolagie, Utah, you need to just go ahead and we just cleared Utah, but you need to go back. You need to go back into that safe place right now.
And again, I'm watching some of the live streams here from our different folks out in the field. And again, Ashley, are you still there? Tell us what you see. You're still up there at Knoxville. Have you seen any evidence of a wall cloud or a tornado? I think we just lost Ashley. Angie, or okay, we lost her. We'll see if we can get her back. And again, the data's been pretty sporadic down in through there today. We're hearing loud thunder here at ABC 3340. We are in Hoover and River Chase. And again, we stress for the Birmingham Metro, there is no severe weather in the classic sense. Keep in mind, to be severe, technically, a storm has to have 1-inch diameter hail or winds of 58 miles per hour or greater. That's the classic definition. All of this you see up here, north of Birmingham, south of Birmingham, down around Calera. It is pouring rain. It's noisy, but these storms are not severe. We're focusing on that west central part of the state where conditions and parameters are maximized for the possibility of tornadoes for the next couple of hours. All of this will be shifting east through the evening. And again, this is a long duration event. This will not be ending soon. We've got severe storms well back into Mississippi, almost back to Interstate 55. So I'm afraid we'll be here for a while. You can see other tornadic type storms are located down here toward Ackerman and Louisville, Mississippi. So
and the National Weather Service in Jackson just declared that a tornado emergency. They have a tornado on the ground near Weir, Mississippi, and that one is going to head towards Starkville. It's going to basically come right up Highway 25. And they're Highway 12 rather from Ackerman towards Starkville. So if you've got a student at Mississippi State or even at the Mississippi University for Women in Columbus, if that thing hangs on, it's going to cross both cities, Starkville and Columbus. So you need to call them and let them know that there's something headed that direction. No warning yet for Oktibbeha or Lowndes, but it's coming that direction.
All right, let's go back to the storm coming out of Greene County. We'll focus on that one. We've got a representative from the Greene County Emergency Management Agency on the line with us, and if you would, tell us if you had any damage in your county north of Utah, Mr. Sermon, or Miss Sermon, I'm sorry.
Hello.
Hello. I'm James Spann. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
The damages that we have so far that has been reported to us is and we have quite a few trees down in the area of County Road 117 near the Mount Hebron area. We have trees down. Matter of fact, we have a trees down with power lines that have a driver entrapped at this time, not on the car, but they can't pass right now. We also have power outages reported in the Union area, and we have a tree down blocking the northbound lane on Interstate 2059 in the Greene County area.
Okay, but again, you know of nobody that's been injured with this storm so far?
No injuries have been reported as of yet.
Okay, Iris, thank you for that report, and we'll be checking back soon. Please let us know if you hear anything big that goes on there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, we are watching this severe storm that is passing a little north of Ashley Brand's location. Again, this is Ralph. Possible tornadic circulation near the community of Ralph, moving to the east-northeast. And again, coming up next, we're going to wind up in the community of Foster's if this continues moving more to the northeast, or more than likely it's going to be crossing the interstate. Looks like now in South Tuscaloosa County. So there's clearly some northward component of motion here. Instead of moving due east, this is moving east-northeast. And again, that circulation will be crossing Interstate 5920 soon in the vicinity of Foster's down to Ralph. All right, Ashley's back on the line with us. Ashley, this thing just passed north of you. Did you see anything? Sounds like we lost her again. Again, the data's been awfully tricky getting out of there this afternoon. That's one of those areas where you get out of that good high-speed coverage and the cellular data and the data itself is pretty tough. There's a look at the velocity display coming from the Birmingham Next Red. You know, I don't think the structure of this thing is as good as it looked 30 minutes ago.
No, it almost looks like the storms are bumper cars.
Yeah.
They're running into each other. They kind of slowed down and things converged. And
we got some disruption of the inflow, I think. And again, there's clearly not as much organization now as we had 15 or 20 minutes ago. And again, if you were not aware of what these things looked like a little earlier, they were very large tornadoes. In fact, let's take that internet stream again. This is what it looked like just across the state line in eastern Mississippi. And that is the storm that is coming up on Ralph and Foster's right now. But I don't think it looks like that at all now. That was a very, that was the sweet moment when this thing seemed to be maximized in intensity. Of course, also, it dropped a very significant tornado back in the Jackson, Mississippi metro, affecting Clinton, Mississippi a little earlier. We got some amazing shots of that we'll show you. But clearly, that was a very large, dangerous tornado. So again, let's go back to the radar and let's tell you what, let's do. Let's kind of pull this out and let's show a bigger picture. And let me just kind of do a reset. Let's explain the various tornado warnings we have and where they are in relation to larger towns, okay? That's the big view. North of Birmingham, cool, rain, stable, thunder and lightning, yes. Maybe some small hail, yes. But up here we have no issues. Now we have one supercell storm that is coming up into southwest Tuscaloosa County. That's the one that's located near Ralph. And that now that the structure has changed a little bit, it's not as wound up and organized as it was. That's moving more northeast. So again, the city of Tuscaloosa is clearly in the polygon here. That's the reason the sirens are sounding now in the cities of Tuscaloosa and Northport. And again, if we can kill that banner for just a minute, because I want to show what's happening back here. Thank you. This is the storm coming up behind it. This has also prompted a tornado warning. This is second storm, pretty much the same deal. It's almost following the track of the first one to some degree. And that'll be coming up here toward Gainesville, which is right here, and passing maybe close to or just north of Utah. So again, the second storm has a tornado warning in effect that includes the city of Utah. Green track, it's the same deal. I know this is the second time you've had to go through your tornado plan, but that's the way it works on days like this. These things are just like trains coming down a track. They often line up and they go in very similar fashion. We had two long track tornadoes on the 10th of November 2002, about 30 miles apart from each other. Pretty amazing. And the same kind of thing might happen today. But again, the second one coming up behind it might be closer to downtown Utah. But again, that's the second warning. The first warning, again, is for this storm coming up into southwest Tuscaloosa County. And clearly, the structure has been disrupted up here in this first storm. And oftentimes, the southwest storm becomes the dominant storm when things begin to change. So all storms will end their life cycle at some point, and maybe it's happening, but we certainly cannot verify that. But there is clearly not a well-defined velocity couplet up here in southwest Tuscaloosa County. You've got evidence of rotation actually closer to Benevola here in Pickens County. There's no warning for Pickens County, but this structure is nothing like it was about 30 minutes ago. But still, Jason, we advise everybody to do the right thing and be in a safe place on a day like today.
Right. Given the history of it, we have no idea whether it's on the ground or not. I just got a message from Ashley. She's able to text message, but out of cell phone service. She said she just went up 11, can't see anything because of the heavy rain, but she also has not encountered any damage there on Highway 11, which would that would make sense because the circulation likely passed just a little bit north of there. We were talking about back building a little while ago. This initial supercell, as it's approaching Tuscaloosa, you may still get some high wind and some hail out of it because it's still a powerful storm. The metrics on it, based on the algorithms from the radar, has a tornado impact of a 4.4, and that's the lowest that we've seen it since it was back on the other side of DeKalb, Mississippi. There is another area of development, though, a little farther down to the south in Greene County. It's right over Utah, and I would not be surprised if this storm, the one that's sitting right on 2059, doesn't start to show some signs of rotation pretty soon, given the fact that it has uninhibited inflow from the south, and that south wind is really picking up. You can see there's some tightening of maybe a rotation there. It's still somewhat broad. It's not as well-defined as the first supercell was, or as the one that's back over Sumter County at the intersection of, I believe that's 36 and 17, coming out of Gainesville, north of ML. And the circulation's going to come right over Gainesville, very close to Bolaji, very close to Utah. You're still under a tornado warning there. So even though that first storm didn't come through Utah, this second one's going to come close. And, James, it looks maybe meaner than the first storm did based on the radar reflectivity. At that point, I think this one looks worse, and it's right over the little community called Hamner in northern Sumter County.
Clearly, that is the most dangerous storm on the board right now. The storm that is in southwest Tuscaloosa County continues to lose its structure, and the storm to the southwest down there in northern Sumter is looking better and better on each volume scan. So again, that is, I think, the most dangerous storm on the board. So same call to action. Those of you in northern Sumter, north of Geiger. Now, Geiger took a hit, or south of Geiger, I should say. Geiger to the north took a hit from a tornado. Apparently, we've had reports of pretty significant structural damage in homes around there. So again,